Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Shay, your local numerologist. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. Make sure you leave your comments below. I do read all of your comments. Yeah, don't be rude, guys. I don't like that. I'm not rude to you. I teach from, a very loving perspective. So anyway, yes, we are getting into this number. We are doing numbers that have double digits attached. I put the double digit at the end. So the message I was getting before I pulled numbers was accept yourself and the pain that you felt. And then I got this, don't make excuses. Like, don't make excuses for the pain that you're in. Whether it's like, oh, well, this happened, maybe I deserve it, or, I could see why, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I'm not sure. But the message is kind of like when it comes to the pain that you feel in your heart and your soul, the things that are kind of like debilitating in your everyday life, face them head on. I know I always say that. Face them head on, kind of accept the pain. It's kind of like going through this grieving type period. Sorry, y'all, let me turn my other light on. It's kind of like going through a grieving period. You have to recognize your grief. So, and then realize that, hey, you know what? It's okay that I do feel this way. It makes sense, right? So let's see what we got going here. We got a 7, we got 6, and we got 99 in reverse. And look at this. They all have words on them. That is interesting. So we have 7, 6, 9, 9. So if you've been following me for a little while, 9s pretty much always cancel themselves out. 9 plus 9 is always going to be 9. And then when you add any number to 9, it's going to be this other number. That's just the way it goes. I didn't make the rules. The numbers like to play games. So let's say if we did 7 and 6 is 13 coming to a 4. So the total number is 4. And then we have 13. But then adding in the 9 plus 9 would be, so the 9, 9, 7, 6 altogether does equal 31, which is the mirror number of 13. Definitely very interesting. So what I get from that is there is some kind of like manipulation and communication. It is something that's hidden because we don't have a 3 or a 1 in this, and we don't have a 4 either, which is the number that it equals. So I'm getting that there are a lot of things that are hidden right now. So let's see what we have here. 7, we have self-realization, spiritual intuition, inner knowing. 6, we have harmony, balance, peace, family, compassion, generosity. And for the 99, we have divine purpose / life mission. Trust guidance as things end in your life. Stay positive. Karmic endings. Whew, honey, that's a mouthful. So let's say that what I get is that there like, okay, so in 31, the 3 is coming off as creative energy, right? And the 1 is coming off as kind of like a manipulation. So it gives the vibe that creative energy has been manipulated. With the 99 here, it feels like that is what's going to be ending. It's almost like you haven't been in complete control over your creative endeavors. You guys could have been distracted by pain or whatever. If you guys are a soul urge 2, heart's desire 2, I would definitely check out that reading because it really is giving that same type of vibe. 13, if you guys don't know, Karmic Life Path 13 is about it's self-indulgent, being irresponsible, just kind of doing whatever you want, which is what has been going on here. So I feel that this could be either you or someone else. Like, take the energy as it resonates, that has kind of been taking advantage of somebody else's creative paths, right? Their creative gifts, It could even be like somebody claiming they actually did something that you did, right? Taking on somebody else's accomplishments and claiming them as their own. I get that too. And I get that people have been making a lot of excuses. A lot of excuses of why it was okay to make this change or claim somebody else's kind of accomplishments at creative endeavors as your own or as their own. And it's really not coming off as a very fair thing, right? So 7 is kind of like this analysis. I'm definitely getting that. Spirit wants you to analyze the things that you are putting your energy into. Analyze the people that you have, that you love. Analyze how you can bring yourself peace. You see this harmony, balance, peace. And 6 is heavy here. 6 is heavy. It's coming up right in the middle. A lot of you guys are feeling anxiety because somebody hurt you or did something. Again, you can't wait for people to get their karma. You do have to move on. And I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself. I would never say that. But there are some instances where you've done everything that you could do. And now it's time to move on from it. Like, you plant those seeds. You have to trust that Spirit's going to take care of the rest. That's definitely the energy I get here. Let's pull some charms. Oh, yeah. And then 99 reverse. I feel like you guys feel these negative endings. And then there is someone in your circle that's like trying to keep you attached. And guys, that is normal. When we have people in our lives and they're bringing some kind of benefit to us, most of us do try to keep them there, right? And this would be a fact even if you are taking advantage of this person or using them. You're going to want to keep them there until you don't need them anymore. And that's what I'm feeling right now. I feel like somebody is losing their status. I feel like they have been especially selfish. And this is something that you are going to recognize and then grow from, right? Because we have the shooting star falling on the 7. And then we have two flowers, okay? So the star represents hope and renewal. It kind of represents clarity on those things that have been in the dark for so long. But it is a clarity that you do have to search for. It's not something that's just going to be handed to you. So go forward knowing that you deserve all of these things. Peace, harmony, balance. I do get major soul growth, major growth here in general. With the 99 being in reverse and this flower, I feel like you guys are in for some major changes, right? So we have karmic endings here. But the issue that I'm feeling is that there's a chance that you can continue to perpetuate this energy. So you have to make the decision now. Do you want to keep going like you have been going, right? Some of you guys may be feeling a little guilty about something that happened in the past. Guilt is a useless ass emotion. If you are feeling it and you have some way to clear your karma, then go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you need to focus on freeing yourself from that chain. Those are chains, right? It's really dark energy trying to keep you attached to something you want to move on from. That's what I get for sure. The number 13 is the Death card. Death is all about endings and then transitions. And so one big thing that I want to point out and reiterate, right? When it comes to the number 9, it's almost like being stuck in a cycle. And it's like you're right at the end of it. So it's like you could see the finish line, but you never make it there. That's what 9 is to me. That's how I translate 9. So with the double 9s, it's like, okay, how many times are you going to do the same thing before you see that it's not working out for you? And you guys don't want to be stuck with this energy. I know it's hard, but it's kind of like if you're attached to somebody that's doing the wrong thing, you have to let them fall. Like if your kid is learning to ride a bike, you're not like teaching them like, hey, you know, don't ever fall off this bike. I'm gonna hold this until you get it right. Like, no, they're gonna fall. They're gonna scrape their knee. They're gonna get a little bit hurt. They're gonna be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order to go through these great growth phases, it can sometimes be a little bit of a pain. All right, so we're gonna let's pick some playing cards. We got my Chucky cards out. Look at him. Looking like a dirt bag. Seven of Pentacles, what do you know? So we got the Knight of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, excuse me. Seven of Pentacles. Knight of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles are both reversed. So, the Knight of Wands is very passionate and an adventurer, to say the very least. The Knight of Wands also does give the vibe of sex. So this may be an intimate relationship that you guys are dealing with. It may not, because the Knight of Wands is also an adventurer, likes to go do things. With it being in reverse, you may be rushing into something that's not going to benefit you. In fact, it's going to kind of stall you, and it's going to kind of like put out your fire. So the shooting star and the number 7 is urging you to reevaluate so that you can put yourself in a better position and you won't be stuck in a position you don't want to be in. The Two of Pentacles is this juggling energy, right? When you look at the meaning of the Two of Pentacles, you get debt. It also gives like this energy of being able to handle things. But the issue with the Two of Pentacles is that it can be very stressful because your hands are full. And it's almost like this. When I was young, my dad used to say, robbing Peter to pay Paul. It gives that energy. Like you don't actually have it. Like you're pulling it from resources that are iffy at best, right? And that might be how this other energy got you caught up in this guilty feeling and this regret type feeling, right? Seven of Pentacles, this is clear as day. Seven of Pentacles right here is representing you being stuck in this cycle because you're absolutely too hard on yourself. You live in this pain. You live in this guilt. You just live in it. And it's kind of like this idea of, oh yeah, I did this in the past, so I don't deserve better. I know you probably have plenty of people in your life. If not, then you're coming up with this and you're perpetuating it all on your own. But they have this idea of, oh, you know, for instance, let's talk about being a single mom. They'll be like, oh, she's a single mom. She's a horrible person. Be like, okay, but, you know, the man left him. Well, she should have never chose him. Like, okay. Right? So it's kind of like this idea, like I already had this kid and you're telling me that I'm a horrible person because I should have did something in the past better. When the reality is, besides it taking 2 people to make a kid, the reality is that it's already passed. Like you can't do anything about it. So why are we talking about how I should have changed what I did in the past? It doesn't make any sense. And so this constant bringing up and remembering the past is not going to do you any good. It is causing harm. It is causing you to be stuck in a cycle. Okay, definitely my mind is like heart chakra. The heart chakra is not only about love, it is also about forgiveness. And this is something that you guys need a lesson on, whether it's forgiving somebody from your past or forgiving yourself for something that you did. You guys do need to work on that. Forgiveness is one of those things that's easier said than done. But the thing with forgiveness is that you have to try. You have to try. I think Ingwas is one of my favorite runes. Because, you know, y'all, I love femininity, and Ingwas is all about the feminine side, fertility, family, birth. So it's kind of like birthing new things, right? Bringing forth this new energy. And sitting here looking at this is just like, you need to figure out a different way to handle this. A lot of you guys feel like if you walk away, then maybe you'll be dropping a ball on something. And honestly, it's really not necessary to always consider how everyone else will be affected when you are trying to provide some type of growth to your own life, you know? People will tell you, right? Like when people say, because I saw this on the internet the other day, like, oh, when you have kids, your life is over. You're not living for you anymore. And I'm going to tell you, it's just not true. Some of y'all need to hear that. There is no point in your life where you're not going to be responsible for your life. When other human beings come onto this earth, we do not own them. They do not belong to us. Even our children, they are borrowed, and like they are borrowed souls. I don't know how else to say it, but they don't belong to us, right? It's almost like if you're hired to be a teacher, you're here to teach these kids. When you have kids, you're here to teach them. But that doesn't mean that you stop learning, you stop growing, you stop doing the things that you need to do for yourself to leave the legacy for those same kids that you want to leave. This energy, we got Fehu coming up in reverse, which is kind of like, okay, so this is a dip in self-esteem. But Spirit said somebody can't get it up. Like, listen, if you are depressed, right, and you're having issues, then it can cause problems in the bedroom, because sex is a very mental thing. So I do get that as well, because I did get that energy when I read the Knight of Wands originally. I also see that you guys may have lost some kind of money. And it almost feels like somebody stepped in to help. But it's like they beat you up the whole way. Like mentally, they just beat you up the whole entire way. It's just not looking good. So when we have Issa over here, Issa is like a stillness. And it is a kind of like stop. You guys are doing too much when it comes to like your mental stability. You're not paying it enough attention. I have found that emotions and our mental stability is extremely attached, right? So if you are having unsettled emotions, if you're having trouble emotionally balancing yourself out, will have issues mentally, because it kind of gives this vibe of not being worthy. And it also gives this vibe of like nothing you do is gonna ever be good enough, you know, because you feel like this certain way inside. And I'm always a fan, the physical and the spiritual world, they both need to have a balance in your life. So if you guys need to talk to someone, talk to somebody who cares. If you need to talk to a stranger, go talk to a damn stranger. Go take care of your mental health. And you have to do that by expressing your emotions. So I'm going to get you guys a final message. 7699. Okay. Okay, we got 2 5s out so far. I was thinking about the number 5. Because 2 and 7 difference, and then there's 5 here. Then we got a 3. Like 8 of Pentacles at the bottom. So with the 8 of Pentacles, I feel like this is going to take a lot of work. You guys have to figure out how to put yourself first. And then look, we got the number 13, 5, 5, and 3. One more again, y'all. One more again. So the Hierophant is your ethical and moral kind of compass. It can represent like a spiritual leader, right? Like a pastor or a preacher or whatever else they're named across religions, y'all. The teacher of said spirituality, religion, whatever the case may be. And I am getting that you guys need to, I'm definitely getting psychologists, right? Some of you guys have some unrelenting addictions. Okay, so the thing with human beings is that we can get used to anything. Not well, it was a long time ago. It probably was like over a year ago. When I used to do my lives, I did a reading for someone, and you know, they grew up in a household where everybody blamed them for everything. And so when they did grow up, they blamed themselves for everything as well. And so that's what I'm getting here, that you guys need to reroute how you think, how you come to conclusions. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to the people that you are responsible for, that you ignore the positives in your life and focus on the negatives. It's not doing anybody any favors. So we have this Five of Swords. First of all, I get to put your mental first. Put yourself first. Definitely put your mental first. If something is eating away at you, stop that activity. Stop doing it. Don't do it at all. And then definitely turn your back on people and things that are of no benefit to you, especially if they're detracting from your peace, detracting from your harmony, your balance, detracting from your happiness. Because right now, and I'm not saying you can't ever go back to them, but right now you have to get yourself straight. Like, you have to set yourself up for success before you can allow other people to be around you if they're not going to be positive. Y'all see how this says stay positive? Literally so hard to do when you have naysayers in your corner. So you guys need to reorganize and reroute, okay? Because the path you're on right now is taking you in a circle, honestly. Y'all would say you're headed for destruction, but really the only thing that's going to be destructed is your mind, because your mental is the only thing at risk right now. And I think that you guys need to take that seriously and stop negating the fact that your mental stability is one of the most important things in life. We talk about mental health because mental health is severely important. Like, if your mind ain't there, honey, where you think? Now, I have this theory. I'm just going to say this and let you go. I do have this theory that our soul lives in our brain. And that's only because our brain kind of does everything, right? It heals us. It holds our subconscious thoughts. It connects us to different worlds and all of that. And so when you are having issues with your mental, then your soul's not sitting right. It's just not. It's just not. But that is all I have, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you leave your comments and experience below. I love hearing how you guys are doing. And then I will definitely see you next time.